Hello and welcome to Nitro Talk. Today is going to be episode 1 of Todd's Tips. Todd's tip today is going to be on plastic movement, best way I can describe it. Please like and subscribe. Certainly subscribe if you would like to see this X Factor brought back to glory. That is going to happen here on this channel. But let's get into what we're talking about today. So, this X Factor project, really, it's 100% complete. Just really needs to tear down, strip clean. It looks like it's been sitting in someone's garage for a few years. But anyways, this sits on my shelf, and I noticed that the front bumper here is hanging down. You see that it's got the cutouts for it. It should actually, sit a lot higher up. And it's also cockeyed. It's hanging down further on this side than that side. Real quick, this is something I do. It's mainly on stuff like bumpers. I do it with wings. If you have a wing that one side or even both sides, if they're hanging down, I'll do this. But basically, if a piece of plastic is and it's not in its original position, I mean, I guess you could move something to a position, whatever position you want, but I do this to put things back to their original position, because that's where I want all of my nitro RCs, all my RCs to be original. So anyways, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take this body off. This is my moving plastic to where I want it to be trick. Alright, so our bumper is hanging down. Let's get that side view. You can see it's hanging down. It should be approximately there. Right? That's where we want it. Dead straight. Right where it's supposed to be, right? Now, let's say this was bent upward. Now, also, you can only do this if the plastic is still pliable. If it's something that's, dead stiff and gonna break, it's gonna break. But if the plastic is still good and pliable, bendable here, then we can do this. Now, also, remember I said it's hanging lower on one side. If this was, did I cut myself off? Did I say what I was going to do if it was bent upward, right? If this was bent upward instead of downward, I would hang something on it. I'd hang like a hook with a weight on it, and the weight would pull it down into the position where it's supposed to be, okay? But we're trying to go up on this one, right? So now, what I'm going to do, and remember I said it's hanging lower on one side. If it was even but low, I would come in the center and put something to move it up. But since it's hanging lower on one side, that I'm going to push up on that side. That will accomplish putting it back up into place and also twisting it back straight. Okay? So, what I'm going to do, I already measured, like I said, if I was trying to bend it straight, I would come to the center. I'd probably do from the servo here, or I'd remove the servo and come from here in the center. But since I need to do it from the side, there's a good place right here to do it from. And now, this, you don't do it with pennies and the drill bit thing. You basically do this with whatever you can find that's the size that you need. Okay, you need a certain length. So just find whatever you can, find something close, and then shim it, right, with the pennies. So I'm going to set the phone down so I can set this in place real quick. Alright, so now that I've got that in place, so I've got my wedge, and now it's holding that bumper pretty much dead even, right where we want it. I'll probably actually go and add another penny or two. You want to overshoot it a bit, because it isn't going to just lock dead in place where you do this. It is going to go back a little bit, so you want to overshoot it. Go ahead and put it up a little bit so it'll go back down right where you want it. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I have it into the position that I want, that I'm ready to, I have it in the position that I want it to stay in, okay, I'm going to heat it up real good with my heat gun. Now, a heat gun is a very useful tool in RC. It's almost as useful as a Dremel. A lot of things can be done with a heat gun, but you want to use it right. We're not melting this. We're just going to get it good and hot. You don't want to use a heat gun anywhere near a body. A thin polycarbonate body will melt almost instantly if you hit it with a heat gun. So stay away from your body. You can hit this plastic with it. Just be careful. Know what you're doing. You're not melting it. You're just going to get it real good and hot, okay? Once you get this real good and hot, I just put the body back on it and sit it back on my shelf. A month or two goes by, I'll come and check, take this out, see where it is, maybe do it again. If it's sitting perfect, boom, I'll just leave it. Now, you may not want to wait a month or two. You might not have the time to waste like me. You can do it a little quicker. Just kind of heat it up with the gun, let it sit a day or two, heat it up again, and kind of just keep heating it and checking it until you get it where you want to be. But again, be careful with that heat gun. You're not trying to melt anything. But this is going to, I've done this, like I said, with wings, bumpers, different plastic things that get shifted over the years, So anyways, that's Todd's tip. Put that bumper back where it's supposed to be. We want these to look good on the shelf, of course, right? Let's put that body back on there. And now, that sits right nice in there with the cutouts. That's looking good. Now, that's what we're going for. Keeping these things looking good, working good. I will be getting into this project soon. Hope you guys like that tip. Stay tuned for more. Please like and subscribe. Have a good one.